He's landing every now and then. He's winning the fight, but he's not looking impressive because he is struggling with the movement of Skull, like I said. But I said that it wouldn't go past 6, but I feel like even though it's going past 6 and it's going the distance, he's still making Canelo look limited because he's flat-footed and he's able to use his movement, but he's not effective enough to actually beat a fighter like Canelo because he hasn't mastered that boxing style. So I'm over here watching the fight right now, and I feel like Canelo's doing enough to win, but he's not um, landing a lot on him, but he's landing enough to beat him. And the footwork of Skull is giving him problems, but not enough for him to like lose the fight. And I feel like if Terence Crawford fights him, it's gonna be a different story. Terence Crawford is really gonna school Canelo. If Canelo is looking this bad against a limited boxer like Skull, but he's still winning nonetheless. But if he's having trouble with a limited boxer like William Skull, like the way he is right now, imagine what a fighter like Terence Crawford is gonna do. I feel like Terence Crawford, all he gotta do is just look, Canelo's fighting dirty now because he's getting frustrated. Subscribe to that channel. Tony also knows boxing. Subscribe to that channel.
Who's to say one or maybe two of the judges here are appreciating some of the Williams School?
I think William Skull's making Canelo look bad, but he's not doing enough to win. He's just giving him problems with his footwork. Because Canelo's flat-footed and he always struggles with footwork, but he's still landing enough to win the fight. But he's definitely having trouble with the footwork. He's definitely having trouble with that footwork. Because Canelo's always been a fighter that's limited when it comes to boxers. But he's able to beat a boxer like this because he's not good enough to master that style of boxing, William Skull. So, yeah, Canelo is not looking too good, but he's winning the fight. And I feel like he's going to win the fight, but he's not looking impressive. It's basically like a roadmap to how the fight is gonna look when he fights somebody like Terence Crawford. And I hope Terence Crawford goes up there. He goes up in the ring and challenges Canelo after the fight. That would be so good. But I don't think they're gonna allow him to do that because Canelo doesn't like when somebody confronts him with the truth. Canelo, stand in front of me so I can hit you. Don't move. Please don't move. Don't say that I only choose limited boxers. No, don't say that I'm talking Benavides. He's gonna feel my power. How you doing? Sheena Walgard, thanks for tuning in. Subscribe to that channel. Sheena Walgard said hi. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for saying hello. And subscribe to my channel. Tony also knows boxing. I'm basically watching the fight right now. And it's the 12th round. Canelo's winning the fight, but he's definitely hasn't looked impressive. He's doing enough to win, but he is struggling with the movement. But we could only, like if he's struggling with somebody that's this limited, like William Skull, imagine a fighter that's not limited like Terence Crawford, how he would do against Canelo. He would definitely school Canelo. In fact, how are you doing tonight? Chevy 5-Speed, how you doing tonight? I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm enjoying the fights. I wish Canelo would fight Benavides instead of fighting this guy, William Skull. But I guess he wants the easy fight and win his IBF belt that he wants to regain, because he refused to fight him this guy earlier because he took the Berlanga fight. But I'm doing pretty good. I'm looking forward to seeing the July 12th fight with Subriel Matias versus Puello, Edgar Berlanga Sharice, David Morrell versus Kataya. Oh, Canelo's winning, but he's not looking impressive. Like, he's landing enough to win the fight, but he's struggling with the movement of of William Skull. And William Skull is just, he's just moving away, using his footwork, but he's not doing enough to win. But he is giving Canelo trouble with the movement, but not enough to win the fight. He's not winning the fight. William Skull. Canelo's doing enough to win, but Canelo's choosing soft opposition that's limited so he can look good, so people can believe that he can deal with a boxer just because he's fighting a boxer that can move and have defense but not elite or mastering that style of boxing. That doesn't mean that you're gonna beat Crawford or somebody like that. It's just an illusion, like for people to think that he could deal with a boxer. But obviously, he can't deal with a boxer because he's struggling with the footwork of William Scoble, but he's doing enough to win the fight. But he's not landing a lot because he can't deal with the movement. But he's doing enough because you can't win a fight just by running. You also gotta know when to throw combinations and when to be defensive and when to be offensive. And this guy's basically running most of the time, and he's just showing everybody, the whole world, that Canelo struggles with movement. But when he fights Terence Crawford, he's not going to just deal with movement. He's going to deal with counters and combinations because Terence Crawford's going to put it on him. He's going to definitely put it on Canelo. The gentleman, he changing money. How you doing, the gentleman? Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. Oh wow, look at them now, hugging like they're brothers. But Canelo doesn't like the fact that he was running so much. He said, "Why you run? Stand in front of me. I want to look good." Subscribe to that channel. Tony also knows boxing. Subscribe to that channel. They're gonna give the verdict right now. I know Canelo won the fight, but he just doesn't look good against William Scoble just because of the movement. He doesn't land enough, but he lands enough to win. But he don't land to look impressive. Like he's not looking impressive, but he did enough to win because he couldn't land a lot of combinations because the guy's moving. But imagine what Terence Crawford's gonna do to him. He's gonna move, and he's gonna capitalize on Canelo struggling with the footwork, and he's gonna counter because Terence Crawford. He's not just going to move away from Canelo. He's going to also land on him and make him look, and befuddle him and make him look foolish. Like the way Bivol did. Bivol made Canelo look like the limited fighter that he really is and made him even appear slower because he's fighting somebody that's like elite. He's going to expose whatever limitations Canelo has. Flat-footed, no longer in his prime. And that's exactly what he is. He's no longer in his prime. Canelo's no longer in his prime. Whoever thinks that Canelo's in his prime is gullible. He's just choosing the right opponents to look good against like Belanga, Munguia, and Charlo when he went up 3 weight classes. He basically hasn't knocked out anybody since Caleb Plant. So I did allude to that. So I did say that was a possibility that it could go to distance, and I could be wrong about the fight going to 6 rounds. But I just look at how limited William Scoble is, but William Scoble, the boxing ability is enough to give Canelo like some fits, and he gets frustrated, but not enough for him to lose against Scoble because he did enough to win, but he just he didn't land a lot because he struggles with movement. Canelo struggles with movement. He always has. This is nothing new, but I feel like he did enough to win, but it just shows a lot of what will happen if he was to fight Terence Crawford. And I believe Terence Crawford will beat Canelo and beat him by unanimous decision. I don't think he's going to stop Canelo, but you never know. You never know. He's a smaller guy, but that doesn't mean he's going to lose against Canelo. But Canelo probably thinks since, Terence Crawford is smaller, that he's going to have an advantage. He might, but not enough to beat him because, I think Terence Crawford is a master at boxing and also brawling when he needs to at the right time. But he's a technician. And I think this fight was typical Canelo choosing the most limited opposition so he can look as good as possible and live off his name until he retires. But I think he should fight Benavidez. I think he should fight Benavidez. What do you guys think? Should Canelo fight Benavidez after Crawford? He should have been fought Benavidez. But That's the way it is. Subscribe to the channel, Tony Also Knows Boxing. Subscribe to my channel, Tony Also Knows Boxing. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the like button. They're announcing the decision right now. Unanimous decision. Canelo Smanelo won by unanimous decision. Of course, you know, he picked the obvious limitation of a boxer that can box but not master the boxing style. So that way Canelo could win the fight. That's what he does. Canelo Smanelo. He's going to get crushed like a marshmallow when he fights Benavidez. He's going to get crushed like a marshmallow. And when he fights Crawford, Canelo is going to be called Smanelo. Not marshmallow, but he's going to be called Smanelo. Because, you know, he's not as serious as people think he is. If he was serious, he would fight David Benavidez. So from now on, Canelo's nickname is Smanelo. Subscribe to that channel. Tony Also Knows Boxing. Subscribe to that channel. The gentleman says Canelo is soft. He's soft. He's not. It's not like a throwback fighter, man. Like, you know, like Felix Tito Trinidad. That was a throwback fighter. He fought the best, and he wasn't scared to get in the ring with somebody bigger. Oh, Crawford's going in.
They said they wanted to do something.
Oh, he's in the ring. Crawford's in.
Two special ring belt. This is the first one. And now it is for Canelo.
Subscribe to Tony Also Knows Boxing. Subscribe to that channel, Tony Also Knows Boxing. Turkey Al-Sheikh is doing something here for Canelo and Crawford. They're both in the ring right now. Oh, it's like a surprise that they were talking about that they didn't want to give people the details before the fight.
This is for today, not for tomorrow.
He has some gloves and he's grabbing a belt,
It's just came from England.
a ring belt from England. It came from England, a ring belt. And they're handing it to Canelo Smanelo, the ring belt. And Crawford is standing right next to him in the ring.
For the fight of the century.
The fight of the century.
The fight is
September.
the two great fighters
Between
of
Crawford and
the ring.
Canelo. They're going to fight in September.
Canelo Alvarez and Crawford.
Crawford is going to put it on him.
In the stadium in Las Vegas.
Crawford's going to whip that
12th
ass.
of September, inshallah.
He's going to school Canelo. This is just the tip of the iceberg right here. How Canelo looked, like he looked limited. You saw his limitations against a limited boxer that didn't master that style. Okay. Let me see what Canelo Smanelo does. He's looking at him right now, face to face. And look at it. Look at the way he's looking at Crawford. Crawford knows that Canelo's flat-footed and limited. You could tell just by the demeanor. Look at Canelo, like, oh. Like, he thinks just because he's in a lower weight class. But he's physically big, man, Crawford. He's physically big. He's growing into that weight, man. 168. I don't know, man. Oh, I think Canelo's done. He's mashed potatoes, man, when he fights Crawford. He's mashed potatoes. I already saw how big Crawford looks, even though he came from 147. And it's not even about size. It's about boxing skills. And I think Crawford's going to dominate Canelo. He's going to dominate him.
Can't wait to see Canelo versus Crawford. Your early thoughts.
September, they're going to fight. Crawford versus Canelo. I'm going for Crawford. He's going to win by unanimous decision. He's going to school Canelo. He's going to school him. Subscribe to that channel. Tony Also Knows Boxing. Subscribe to that channel. Canelo won by unanimous decision. Canelo Smanelo. Okay. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Subscribe to that channel. I appreciate all the love and support. the gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. Sheena Waygart, good. She said good. Yeah, I appreciate you tuning into the channel. Uh, everybody that tuned in, Bruce Lee, Canelo the best. Bruce Lee's the best, not Canelo. Bruce Lee, you came back from the dead. Your name, Bruce Lee, is one of my heroes. Like I love Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee, Canelo's the best. You think he's the best? No, Bruce Lee's the best. Canelo is behind the rest. He's no longer the in his prime, and he's gonna lose to Crawford. Okay, subscribe to that channel, Tony Oso Knows Boxing.